Hey, darling. Um, oh, Here on a Saturday before I gotta go into work, I was gonna do a new moon video and put it out for the newsletter. But the reality of it is that I have 2 subscribers who I know really well, and I just let them know, like, hey, I'm still getting my feet back up underneath me after resituating myself and whatnot. So I thought tonight when I get off shift that I'm gonna come home and I'm gonna do a YouTube like live stream, record it, and then I'll upload it again. So you will have that option to do a full hour new moon flow if you would like to take it, and I'll get that email sent out probably tonight or tomorrow. Video to put us back on track, and then I'll stay on top of it coming into this next week. But yeah, starting to slowly just had a nice conversation with some of my old roommates this morning from out in Boston. That was good. My friend Sarah is pregnant again, which is great. I'm excited for her and her husband. My other friend Mahona just bought a house too. So I forget if I don't know if you met them or not. But maybe. I was living in, that's when I was living in the co-op. Yeah. I was thinking about that the other day. Shit. I had a good time living there, honestly. It just seems like so long ago, and at the same time, it feels like yesterday. That being said, focusing on this space of time, it is the new moon today, so we'll kind of tailor this. It is the new moon in Aquarius, which is an air sign. This is, all the planets are about to be completely direct. From what I have been told, we are out of Mercury in retrograde, which is also awesome. And Pluto was just direct with Capricorn. I am not an astrologist, y'all. And I think that that's important to note. Chris Corsini is who I go to for a lot of my astrology stuff. If you are not following him yet, please follow him, and also donate to the workshops that he does. I need to give him a donation for this past one, but really, really good. Some good guided meditation stuff. He also signs throughout the entire thing, which is great. And I really, I need to be better about making sure that my subtitles and stuff are up to par on these videos when I post them on YouTube as well. So all these things to think about and get better about, and actually do, not just talk about it. But this is definitely the season of just no bullshit and not caring. Not so much not caring, but caring so much that as I think Chris Corsini put, can't be bothered. I cannot be bothered with bullshit. So that being said, I'm also like in this weird time space where I'm not trying to force and rush anything. Like if somebody is not calling me back and I'm hoping to have an investment conversation with them, they're not calling me back right now. And I think I like to remember it as right now. So everything, put forth the effort where the effort is due. Don't break your back and trying to like hustle. And it's like I dropped the new moon class I was supposed to do over at Limbertree today because no one had signed up, and it's one of those things that there's the social media aspect of it, and I can tell people in class about it. But for me to like go out, I'm like, what work is the most important work right now? And honestly, it's about getting relationships, like I think deepening relationships and coming into things like authentically and like building community here. And whatever that timeline plays out and plays into, that's what it plays out and plays into. So that being said, I'm looking forward to a little like trip up to Missoula though. I wouldn't even mind staying another night in Bozeman. For some reason, Bozeman's been calling my name. Maybe that's like the next stop, honestly. this little like world travel of things, but one of these days I'll stay in one place. Maybe. I mean, I feel like you know about it better than anyone, but yeah, one of these days I'll ground down and just decide like I'll be here. Maybe. I feel like the only thing that's gonna make me do that is like kids and coming into a certain age. So whenever I finally get knocked up, regardless. Okay. All that being said, let's get into our flow again. Coming into a space of setting intention about. I saw this beautiful or heard this beautiful sentiment earlier, is I am worthy of receiving the same amount that I give. And I think that comes back to stuff we talked about earlier this year around you are the thing or the person that is blocking your own blessings. It is not all these other people, right? It is us energetically, because I feel like alignment is stronger than the walls that have been built to keep us from these things. And I do believe, that there are walls that keep us from these things, and I think that there are power systems and structures that be. And I think that those systems need to change. And I had a conversation, and then I will really get into it because we're like 6 minutes in already. I'll extend it, obviously. But I had a conversation with a student the other day about a resort here in Montana that will go unnamed, that only hire people like on a seasonal. They drop them off. They could receive unemployment, but when they drop off and they don't get seasonal work, they also, since they're not full-time employees, they don't get benefits. And I think they probably make too much money in like the time that they're there, that I don't know if they can necessarily receive like food stamps, right, or EBT. So it just puts people in a space of a rock and a hard place. And then they also lose their housing. So it's like they have to find like temporary housing for 4 months. And let me just say, I think a part of it is like, it's a shitty setup for sure. And there's also a responsibility of, if you choose to work for these people, knowing their policies, there has to be, it's like, okay, I know what they do. So I have to be able to prepare myself on the back end. Like, I think a lot of time, like, there still has to be that space of accountability within it. Like, I think after this past year, I'm just so tired of a victim mentality space because I know how much it can hold us back, right? And I think that there's also that space of, McDonald's pays $22 an hour right now, and I understand like wanting to work like within a field and a space that is going to support your love and your dreams and all of this shit. And at the same time, if the people that you're working for are not supporting you, then go. Like go somewhere else, bite the bullet of, making money to get enough money up underneath you so you can go do your dream thing. Going into a space where you do have benefit, like use the system to help get you to the place that you want to be, and then be out, and there's a lot of things that corporations and folks can be doing for people, and they don't. Yes, why? Because like they like keeping people poor because it keeps them rich, in theory. But in the actual practicality of it, we also realize that, if more people in this world have equity, if we really believe in abundance mindset, right? If more people in this world have equity, then more people are going to have money, right? Like, I think greed is that big, like, factor in it. So, again, sharing resource that we have, unprompted to do so, and going that extra mile for your employees to make sure that they're set up for success. And as like an employee, not, I feel like there's that space of, you do always have a choice. And I think that sometimes we have to let go of our own ego in order to make that choice. Like I think my mom taught me a long time ago, it's like, no job is underneath you. No job is beneath you. You know? And so sometimes, and I think that we learn something really deep and profound about ourselves in those moments where we quote unquote think that we're stepping down or settling or whatnot. You know, I think about that a lot. Like there is a space of professionalism in every sector and space and every job. Now, I understand if someone has been working at something and doing something for a longer period of time and they've put in the equity and they've put in the sweat and they've done all these things, then yeah, they should get the paid back on that, which sometimes I think looks like and is like that higher salary, because lots of us out here haven't been fucking paid to do all the shit that we've been doing. Right? So I think that I understand that sentiment of things, but that doesn't mean that people in other spaces within company and whatnot, that other jobs are less or more important. Okay, I am done. 11 minutes in. Okay, if you needed to fast forward through this, I completely understand and apologize, but I think that was just that was my rant. My little rant for the day. All right. That being said, grounding down through our seat, let the crown of the head lift up to the sky. Letting the earth rise up to meet you. And allowing yourself just to come into your breath. So nice deep inhale through the nose. And exhaling through the mouth. Again, big inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. 2 more rounds on your count. Allowing yourself to come into some normal breath. Go ahead and slowly blink open your eyes. Just glancing around your room and your space. So noticing any detailing and noticing your body. Noticing any sounds or movements or things that are going on around you. How your hands feel on your knees. How your tongue feels in your mouth. How your eyes feel in the sockets. May soft gaze at the floor in front of you. Coming into a space of gratitude. Give gratitude to the universe, deep weaving of wisdom and knowledge and love. For all the things we can see and all the things that we cannot see. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. Give gratitude to this earth. She reminds us that we live in a space of abundance rather than a space of scarcity. That we have everything that we need and that we ourselves are more than enough. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. And give gratitude to the indigenous peoples of these lands. The Crow and the Northern Cheyenne, the Salish and the Blackfoot tribes. Moving all the way up into Missoula, the Kootenai, Kalispel, always reminding ourselves that land acknowledgement is just the first step in us coming into right relationship and doing the right thing. Goes thought, word, and then deed. Nice deep inhale. Exhale. Give gratitude for our bodies and for ourselves, our own ancestors and our own lineage, acknowledging our and their trials and triumphs, tribulations, traumas, and transgressions, and assuming responsibility for how we choose to repair and restore from damages that have been done. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. Give gratitude for this practice of yoga, for Black and Brown people as the original creators and sustainers of this practice. In the space of ahimsa, also known as nonviolence or loving action. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. And if there's a person or persons, place or places they'd like to dedicate your practice to today, you can take the time to do so now. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. If your eyes aren't already open, go ahead and slowly blink them open. Kind of massage out through the tops of the thighs. Maybe kind of brushing any energy that you're holding off of you. Then inhale, arms come high. Pull up through the fingertips, flip the palms, bring the hands down to the sides. Sweep that left hand up and over, cup onto your right ear, drag that right ear down towards your right shoulder, press down through the palm, raise up through the heart and the chest. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale, hold. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, slowly release. Bring your head back to your center line. Same thing on that opposite side. Fingertips tent. Opposite hand sweeps up and over. Cup onto your ear. Sit up nice and tall. Exhale, hold. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, slowly release. Bring your head back to your center line. Tilt your chin high to the sky. Tuck your chin down towards your chest. Inhale, tilt your chin high. Exhale, tuck and pull. Roll all the way into yourself. Pull up and in on your low belly, grab onto your knees. And then make some big circles with your heart and your chest. We'll go for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, last 2, and 1, and then take it back that opposite way for 8, 7, 6, 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, come down and over the tops of your thighs. Hands hit the mat. Pull down through your hips, pulling on your low belly, and walk yourself out. Let your head hang in between your biceps. Relaxing and releasing, shifting back and forth side to side a little bit. Pull up and in on your low belly to create some extra compression on the tops of the hips and protect your low back. Slowly walk your hands back towards your shins. Rock back on your seat. Change up the cross of your feet. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, bring yourself down and over again. Hands hit the mat. Walk your fingertips out in front of you. Big inhale here. Exhale, hold. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, roll yourself forward. If this is a lot on your knees, back yourself up first and then bring yourself into kind of a forearm tabletop. Nice deep inhale. Elbows under your shoulders, knees are underneath hips. Swish and sway, hips back and forth, side to side. Check in with what feels good. Check in with what might be sticking a little bit. Checking in with the tops of the feet and the tops of the shins. Keep your low belly pulling up and engaged. And then shift yourself forward, over. Tuck your toes, hold here in forearm plank, big inhale. Exhale, strong line of diagonal energy, big inhale. Exhale, hold, one more time, big inhale. Exhale, drop down to the knees, tops of the feet, flip flat, inhale, cobra. Excuse me, sphinx. Exhale, hold, one more time, big inhale. Exhale, slowly release, take your hands back next to your bust line, press into your palms, and then send your hips back in high down dog. Pedal out through your feet and your hands. Pull up and in on your low belly. Big inhale here. Exhale, go ahead and slowly tiptoe your feet up to meet your hands, top of the mat. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, down and over the tops of the thighs, and then inhale, sweep yourself high to the sky. Exhale, tent the arms. Inhale, arms come high. Exhale, hands move down to your heart line. Let's do a little mini moon flow here. I'm just gonna check the time so I ain't late for school. So I'm not late for work. Inhale, arms come high. Exhale, squat down into chair. Come on to the ball of that left foot. Step it back behind you. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Exhale, drop yourself into your warrior two. Put a big bend in that knee. Wrap your muscles around your bones. You can always come onto the ball of that front foot too. You want to play around with it a little bit. And then go ahead and flip the palm. Take it back. Heel can be lifted or down to the earth. Big inhale. Exhale, drop the heel, straighten through the leg. Take the hips back as you reach through the fingertip. As the hand comes to shin, opposite hand comes high to the sky. Big inhale. Exhale, pull yourself all the way up. Arms come high to the sky. Drop it down into goddess for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, pivot towards the back of the mat. Come into your triangle pose first. Straighten through the front leg, wrap your muscles around your bones, hinge at your hip and reach through the hand. It comes down to your shin as your opposite hand comes high to the sky. Big inhale here. Exhale, pull yourself up. Bend in your front knee, flip through the palm, take it back. Breathe here into the low belly. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, pull yourself forward. Pivot on the ball of that back foot. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, take that knee up to single standing mountain. Big inhale here. Exhale, footsteps down. Same thing, we're going back that opposite way. This way, inhale, arms sweep high. Come onto the ball of that left foot. It steps back behind. Big inhale. Exhale, drop that back heel and bring yourself into your warrior two. Bend in your front knee, wrap your muscles around your bones, flip the front palm and take it back. Breathe here, exhale. 2 more big breaths, big inhale. Exhale, 1 more time, big inhale. Exhale, pull yourself up, hinge at the hip, take it back, reach to the fingertips, hand down to shin, opposite hand high to the sky. Exhale, pull yourself up. Star pose, squat it down. Inhale up. Exhale down. 2 more. Inhale high. Exhale squat. Last one. Inhale high. Exhale squat. Inhale. Pivot. Come into your triangle first. Front foot's on straight. Left foot is forward. Right foot is back. Reach through the fingertips. Hand to shin. Triangle. Big inhale. Exhale, hold. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, swing yourself up. Put a bend in your front knee and flip the front palm and take yourself back. Big inhale here. Exhale, pull yourself up. Pivot on that front or that ball of the back foot. And then step that right leg high, knee lifts. Exhale, foot steps down. Same thing, opposite way around the circle. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, pull right foot steps back. Drop the back heel and bring yourself into your warrior two first. Flip the front palm and take it back. Big inhale. Breathe into the base of the belly. Exhale, pull yourself up. Star pose. Toes turn out, heels turn in. Squat it down for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Inhale, arms high. Pivot on the heel, the front or back foot, heel the front foot. Triangle pose. Pivot that hip back. Reach to the fingertips. Hand to shin first. Reach high, exhale, put a bend in the front knee, flip the front palm and carry yourself all the way back. Big inhale. Exhale, hold. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, pull yourself up, pivot, the ball of that back foot, buoyancy in the legs, arms are high, knee lifts to hip, foot steps down. Inhale. Chair pose, come on to the ball of that right foot steps back. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, drop the back heel, bring yourself into your warrior. Flip the front palm, take it back. Exhale, hold. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, reach it forward, hinge at the hip. Hand comes down to shin, opposite hand to the sky. Big inhale here. Exhale, hold. One more time, big inhale, lift. Exhale, toes turn out, hands come high. Big inhale. Exhale, squat for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale, arms high. Pivot on the heel, pivot on the heel. Triangle pose, wrap your muscles around your bones, swing the hips back, reach to the fingertips. Hand comes down to shin, opposite hand reaches high. Big inhale. Exhale, pull yourself up. Bend in the knee, flipping the front palm, take it back. Exhale, put a little bit more of a bend, fire up through that back leg. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, pull yourself up. Pivot on the ball of the foot, arms are high. And then drive your knee to hip height. Flex through the foot, step it down. Inhale, arms lift to rise. Exhale, dive down and over. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, hands drop, step, step. Back into your plank, drop down to the knees, big toes come together to touch. Take a child's pose. Big inhale. Call your fingertips in front of you. Maybe coming into praying childs. Take the elbows to the mat and hands come back behind the head. Breathing here. Finding a little space of softness. Big inhale. Exhale, hold. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, palms plant. Walk your hands back. Shift over and onto your seat. Take the soles of the feet out in front of you. Coming into butterfly. Bind your 2 big toes with your peace fingers. Big inhale here. And pull yourself down and over. You can always walk your hips back. Remember, we're not trying to drive our knees down towards the earth. You're allowing your femur bones to fall. Big inhale. Exhale, hold. One more time, big inhale. Pull forward with the heart in the chest and the crown of the head. Pulling on the low belly. And slowly take yourself back. Hands to the outsides of the knees. Let's come into 1 cow face posture. You're gonna take the outside heel of that right foot and swing it to your outside left hip. Heel and ankle of that right foot, left hip, and then left heel, right hip. All right, I'm mirroring you. Sit up nice and tall. Big inhale here. Check in with your sit bones, and then slowly let yourself come down and over the tops of the thighs. Let yourself lay down and heavy. Pull up and in on your low belly. As much as you need. Hands can hold on to the ankles and the heels. They can also brace yourself here, but roll back and down through your shoulder blades wherever you're at. I served a table last night. It was two guys probably in their like 50s, 60s. Let's say like 50s. Their dad was probably late 50s, maybe. Their dad was probably in his like 80s, and I was like, oh, gentlemen, you know, like, what's the occasion? I was like, any special occasion? They're like, not really special. Like, his wife, our mom, is like in the hospital. She just had a stroke, and it's not looking good. It was really sad. I'm gonna take a moment just to like check in about this. It was really sad. And I think this comes back to like this whole space, like Pluto just moving out of the, like, this space is like a lot of things are about death and rebirth, and it doesn't have to mean actual death, right? Slowly rock yourself out of it. Switch up your legs. But I think for me in that moment, it was just like, we talk about like creating space, you know, that people can. And I think also just like the importance of all jobs, right? And I think respecting people's space, you know, it's one of those things that you just never know how much you can help impact, you know, or just for, you know, two sons and like their dad to be able to sit down to have like a nice, like, quiet meal where there's still laughter and there's still tension, and, you know, I think this space of being, you know, reborn into whatever, or whatever case or shape this new moon takes, allow your chest to continue to kind of slowly pull down. I think it always just teaches us to appreciate the spaces of service that we're in, and for the moments that we have, I guess. And I think to go back to that space, go ahead and slowly release. But that feeling of being worthy of receiving as much as you give. I think a lot of us also sometimes don't recognize what it is that we give to other people. And so just hoping that you, dear Jane, and you all can really kind of ground and root down into that, you know, not to say like, I give so much, I do so much. No, it's not like that. Slowly offering yourself down to the earth and letting her receive you. Let your toes hop out to the side, palms come down to the sides, popping your chest up and rolling your shoulder blades underneath you and coming into your shavasana. But rather, thinking about that space of Thanksgiving, you know, and for whatever it is that you take to be able to give something back. Holding here and breathing. Coming back into that space of breath. Us giving life to trees, us giving you know, trees giving life to us. Plants, I should say, right? Y'all, if you don't have live plants in your home, please message me and you know, make sure that you get some type of clipping or something. For some reason, I think this new moon about things from a space of delicacy. Not some, I think, a certain softness, you know. I think a refinement of touch. Brilliant beliefs. Luminous life force and personal power. Two snow leopards accompany the priestess of the galactic sky as she emerges from the night with a luminous ball of ethereal light. This priestess is telling you that, like her, you can project a brilliant life force energy out into the world. Her heart center shines with the light of her divine origins. The glow of her true identity encircles her head and emanates brightly from her brow and crown chakras. Yet she is no more powerful than you, for you have come from the same luminous source. So few people are taught to believe this truth about themselves. They believe that they're not enough, or not deserving, or not capable of making their dreams come true. But these conclusions project a dark energy and brings unhappiness and blocks goals and desires from manifesting. As the guy of the property is calling me, this card is asking you to embrace your luminosity and remember your oneness with Source. Is this oneness that forges your truth and helps you heal your old hurts and misinformed beliefs? Even if lies about your lack of power and value have been with you for a long time, it's never too late to awaken to your truth and let yourself shine. This is a time for renewed energy for you. The snow leopards are signaling that you have the personal power to overcome your inner demons. In fact, you're now capable of making giant leaps and reversing these toxic mental patterns. When you do, your brilliant new beliefs will manifest a wonderful new reality, one that will match the resonance of your own luminous life force. Affirmation: I choose to believe in my unlimited power, value, and deserving. My life force shines with the light of my divine source. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. I will leave you here, dear Jane, and folks, take a little bit of extra time to stay here in your shavasana. The divine light, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and the divine love in me sees, honors, and reflects the divine light, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and the divine love in each of you, but collectively in all of us. Thank you for sharing your practice and trusting me with your heart, body, spirits, and souls. I say go in peace, and remember to serve love always. Thanks so much, everyone. Talk to you soon.